Ladies and gentlemen, live from the Sports Pig, it is Radio Griff and yours truly, the Wenz, back for NFL Week 6 action. Radio Griff, how you been, man?
Doing great, 49ers are the best team in football. What more can you ask for?
Well, that's definitely debatable, but let's do it, baby. While we're here, we'll do it live. Week 5 was pretty good. I mean, there was a lot of things that most people, not all people, thought they were sure about. Sum it up, Radio Griff, you were 7-7 last week, and I was 9-5. You might be asking yourself, ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't add up to 16. Well, that's because we had 4 teams on a bye: Falcons, Bears, Packers, Steelers. Only 2 teams on a bye this week: the Texans and Vikings. Pretty good week. Neither of us sub 500, and that's always good for unpaid NFL analysts. But maybe I'm speaking for myself here, because Radio Griff, I'd love for you to explain the ESPN logo behind you on that handsome pig.
Yeah, the lighting is terrible in here, right? Yeah, I'm here at the Sports Pig, WPGY. Listen at sportspigradio.com.
Excellent. And we'll try to remember to link that in the description. But our producers, they forget a lot of things. That's because it's me. Week 5, Griffin, I'm not trying to toot my horn, but I will. Because, dude, we saw upset after upset, and they happened, and some of them were like, dude, this team's down 19 in the third quarter. This is definitely not going to happen. But they did. We saw Carolina get a win. The Texans got a win. The Saints got a win. Unfortunately, the Jets still didn't get a win. 0-5. We'll get to them here. What are your big takeaways from Week 5, if you have any?
The 49ers are set up to probably win it all. The Chiefs are overrated. The Eagles are terrible. That's it.
Well, seems pretty confident. A 3-point win, and wasn't that overtime?
Yeah, but it was Thursday night. Weird things happen on Thursday night, right?
That's true. I can agree to that. But Week 5 is in the past. Here we are, Week 6, and it begins on Thursday with this team, man. And I'm not sure what I think. Well, I'll tell you what I think about the players. I love the players. I think the players are running the plays that this coaching staff is calling. And Griffin, I want to ask your opinion. You have one of the best running backs in the league with Christian McCaffrey. Let's say Shawnee Shan decides, I'm just going to run him one time. I said one time in the fourth quarter. What would you think about that?
Yeah, I think that would be frustrating. I think something we're seeing across the NFL is running backs just aren't getting it done, right? Are there any great running backs this year? They all seem to be having issues. I don't know if it's because of offensive line play just isn't as good, or maybe there's a lot of injuries on lots of these offensive lines, or are the defenses better all of a sudden? Because I feel like we went through a running back resurgence recently, right? And then now this year, suddenly that they've come back down to earth. Even the Niners with McCaffrey, they're using him more as a receiver. When they try to run the ball with him, they're getting 3 yards a carry with McCaffrey. You got the Eagles with Saquon, and they're having no luck either. So what's going on? Do these offensive lines just stink nowadays, or are the defensive coaches figuring them out? I'm not sure. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I think the answer is yes to all of that. I think it's all related. There's a correlation there. And the question I have as we enter Week 6 here for Thursday Night Football, like you said, Griff, weird things happen on Thursdays. And we're going to this Giants team that in some of these games are very close, and they find ways to lose games. And of course, if you're thinking you're an Eagles fan, so last week we were up, we should have won that game. We look back at last week, and the Eagles start out looking like they're going to win the game. And I'm thinking there's nothing that's going to happen that could possibly ruin this. And then it was like the 28-3 game way back when with the Patriots and Falcons, when you start to see things and you're like, wait a minute, this isn't right. This is not, something's not adding up. And then before you know it, boom, the L. And it has me asking questions, because you can't just run the ball one time in the fourth quarter. Saquon only had 6 total carries. So you need to get him more touches. And I don't care if it's out of the backfield on a swing route or a mesh route or some kind of Texas route, whatever you got to do to get him the ball, scheme him open. I don't like what I'm seeing out of this. There's no consistency with this offense. There's no rhythm, and they got their targets. AJ, you got your targets and you got the loss. And so why are we throwing the ball 30, 40 times a game? It doesn't make sense. And it's just something I want to think about as we all listen to this and think about our teams. And
it is a cause and effect world, right? And AJ was going off about wanting the ball more. So the coaches are like, all right, here's the ball more. Well, then look what happens. So, I mean, is it all related? I don't know.
We'll find out. Your take Thursday night, Eagles at Giants, 1-4 against 4-1.
I do think, as much as it pains me, I think the Eagles bounce back. I think they get the win. The Giants, I don't know, man. I think they got something with Dart, but they might just need a refresh with the coaching staff, possibly. But I like the Eagles this week.
Yeah, this is a good bounce back game. If they lose this game, though, look out. Look out, Griff. I'm coming in hot next week. Get ready.
Boy.
The 3-2 Broncos moving it towards Sunday. The 9:30 game. This actually might be a decent, well, half of these teams will be good to watch. 3-2 Broncos got the win against Philly last week. It was a good win. Heartfelt, good win. They got some calls. Some no calls there. But I'm not going to be sour grapes. The Eagles didn't play well enough. But they're taking on this Jets team that's 0-5, man. And we talked about Baby being in a corner last week. And this baby is stuck. It's like literally attached to this corner. And I think when they constructed this house in New York, they thought, well, maybe if we fly overseas, we can get the baby out of the corner. Do you think that the standards are the same across the pond, Griff, or are they going to be 0-6 after Sunday?
Yeah, I'm thinking they're going to be 0-6. I mean, we didn't think things could get worse for the Jets, right? But like every year, somehow they do, even with a whole new coaching staff. Like it doesn't. So it makes you wonder, where does the problem really lie? I think it lies maybe even higher than the changes they've been making, maybe at the ownership level. And I obviously you can't make a change there. So yeah, I think they'll be 0-6 after this game overseas.
Agreed. 2 for 2 so far, Radio Griff. Not getting much separation here. Let's see how this pans out. To the 1 o'clock games as the 3-2 Rams take it on to the road. I just feel bad for these Ravens fans. Sort of, not really. No, whatever. 1-4. They just got absolutely pounced last week. It was just bad. It was really bad. 44-10 by the Texans. So things aren't really looking up, and you got a hungry Los Angeles team coming in at 3-2. They want to kind of separate themselves. They got to catch up to San Francisco there in the NFC West. What's your read on this game?
Yeah, I think the Ravens are in real trouble here. This is a lost season, it seems, right? You're starting to already hear whispers about, John Harbaugh, is it over there? Is it time for him to move on maybe? Sometimes you just need a fresh voice in there, and maybe that's true. I don't know. I mean, obviously they've been hit by injuries. I like the Rams in this game, though. I do. I think it's going to get ugly in Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm not smelling any miracles for the Ravens this Sunday. Them boys, 2-1, traveling into the red hot Panthers. Red hot last week. Eking out a win against Miami at home. Eking it out, baby. I don't know with this team. It's like they show flashes, man. They shut out Atlanta 30-0, and then you get a hard-fought win. I mean, it was a good game. I actually enjoyed watching some of that. What's your take on this one?
I think the Cowboys are going to score too many points for the Panthers. I don't know if they can keep up with the Cowboys. I could see a high-scoring game overall, but I think the Cowboys still beat them by 2 touchdowns. I like the Cowboys.
Yeah, as much as it hurts to say it, Dallas is probably going to win this game. 2-3 Cardinals at the 4-1 future AFC South champion Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to go first on this one if it's okay. This is a weird one for me.
Oh?
Because there's something about Arizona after what happened to them last week. They got beat by the Titans, Griff. And I feel like when you get beat by a winless team, you have to come out the week after and fight tooth and nail. And I think that is exactly what Arizona is going to do. However, it's just not going to be good enough.
Oh, boy.
They're going to get within a touchdown, maybe 10 points, but Indianapolis is that darn good, and they're going to continue to show as such. I'm going to take the Colts at home.
Yeah, I like the Colts in this game as well. I mean, I say it every week. You called it from the very beginning. You called it. They're a good team. Daniel Jones. I mean, the last few years, every year we've had like these quarterback, resurgence. We've had the Baker Mayfields of the world, Sam Darnold, and now we're seeing Daniel Jones as well. And I like this Colts team. I think they're going to be a pesky team. They're going to be a hard out come playoff time. I think they're going to give one of these big teams, whether it's the Chiefs or the Bills, whoever, they're going to give them a tough time. And and I like them this week as well.
Yeah. So the next game, the 3-2 Seahawks, who, I mean, they should have beat the Bucs. They had their chances, and I don't understand. I don't understand. Maybe Tampa Bay is that good. I mean, what do they say, Griff? Good teams find ways to win games, and that's what Tampa's doing right now. And this game is kind of weird because they're taking it on the road to play Jacksonville, who came from behind and stunned, and I said stunned, the world and Kansas City. They're good. They're a good team. They find ways to stay in games, and this is going to be a tough one to call, and I want to get your read on it before I give mine.
Yeah, I think I like the Jaguars in this game. I mean, they've got a confidence now. They beat the Niners. They beat the Chiefs. I mean, arguably two of the best teams of the last 5 to 10 years. You just knocked both of them out. You got to be feeling pretty good about yourselves, even though they really haven't played great football necessarily when you look at all the stats, right? But I think there's something to be said for confidence and believing in yourself. And they've got a swagger right now. Trevor's playing like the Trevor we think he can be. And I'm going to go with Jacksonville in this game.
Griffin, sounds like you've been touched by motivational Manning. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
New and improved. Griff 2.0. The sports pig has gotten into his soul. It's making bacon, baby. It's skinning bacon off that pig's back, and I like it. I like where your head is. However, I think Seattle, that last week, I feel like they know they should have won. They had chance after chance. They had an opportunity to do it late, and they didn't do what they needed to do. And this is going to be the week that Seattle shows the world that they are for real in the NFC West. I'm going to take Seattle on the road.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, baby. Here we go. The upset specials are coming. 3-2, the Chargers. Going in, maybe we're going to bring the hashtag back, win it for Mike, because they're 1-4 now, Miami is. And I don't know, man. Things aren't looking up, and I don't know what to think about this team. I mean, what's your take?
Yeah, I mean, after that game last week, he seemed pretty dejected. I think it's all, everyone knows what's about to happen in Miami. I think this little run is over. Some team is really going to luck out when McDaniels joins them as their OC. Whether he joins as a consultant this year or joins as the OC next year. Hopefully it's back with the 49ers. That would be amazing. I don't see the Dolphins winning this game, so maybe this is his last week as head coach.
Oh, will he be the first to get the axe?
Might be.
The Ables may not be far behind. The look on the NFL website, who's like a deer in headlights. I don't know, man. Yeah, I think that's a good read. And again, what did I said earlier about losing to a team that you shouldn't lose to? I mean, last week they lost to Carolina on the road, though, so you kind of get somewhat of an out there. Not really. Yeah, I want to believe in them, but I can't. I'm going to go with the Chargers on the road. The 1-4 Browns. Listen, Flacco's gone. Traded away. He's in Cincy now. I mean,
yeah.
Obviously, it's Shador time, baby. Starting the kid. Bring him in. Bring him in. You got to. The 1-4 Browns head up to the Steel City or over to the Steelers. I don't know geography. To play the 3-1 Steelers. And Steelers had a week off last week. And so now we need to consider, is this team prepared? Did Aaron Rodgers go on too long of a retreat, if you know what I mean? Because, those things can catch up to you. What's your take on this game?
Yeah, I like the Steelers in this game. I think the Steelers are going to be one of those teams. They're going to win 10 games. They're going to make the playoffs, and they're going to get bounced in week 1. It's what they do there. Tomlin, he always finishes above 500. He almost always makes the playoffs. But, they're not a real threat to any of these good teams. They're no better than the Colts. The Colts are way better than the Steelers. They're not as good as the Bills. I think the Chiefs are better than them. I think the Jaguars are probably better than them. Maybe even the Texans. Maybe the Chargers as well when they're healthy. But I do think they win this week against the Browns. The Browns are a mess again. Dylan Gabriel will start. We're getting closer and closer. Finally, the removing quarterback one at a time. Shador will finally get his shot here soon. And maybe it's this week by halftime. Who knows? But I do like the Steelers.
Yeah, why not start Shador? Nobody wants to see Dylan. Come on, what are we doing here? What is this cat and mouse game? WWE, don't make him the champ yet. Wait 6 months.
Right.
It's all scripted anyway. Am I right or am I right? This one, I don't know what's happening right now. I feel like something's stirring. I think because it's off the bye. I think the Cleveland coaching staff has had uber amounts of time to prep for this game. I originally wrote Steelers on this sheet. You can see the J there. Let's change it, baby. Let's change it. Browns getting the dub here. That is my take. Oh boy, this could be a good week for a resurgence of Radio Griff. The 3-2 Patriots going up against the Saints, who again I mentioned at the top of the show, they got that win, and it was a 2-score win against. That's against the Giants, but a win's a win when you need it most, and they could be getting warm, not heating up, not NBA Jam level. He's heating up, but you got to start somewhere, Griff, and they started well last week. Can it continue in your view?
I don't think so. No, I think they take the L this week.
Forever the realist, Radio Griff. Direct, current, yeah. I love it. Yeah, I'm with you. Patriots on the road for both Griff and the Wenz.
Drake May looking pretty good, huh?
Yeah, he is. He's a good quarterback. Good quarterback. Just that he has to live in the shadow of the elite one, Tom Brady, forever and ever. But, who knows? 1-4 Titans going up against the 1-4 Raiders. Oof. I'm taking the Titans on the road. They're red hot, baby. They are red hot right now.
You know what? I do think we've seen improvement from them every week, and I would take them as well in this game. I like it. Why not?
I love it. I love the spirit here in Wenz World. Now let's get to it. The moment we've been waiting for, ladies and gents, with 5 games to talk about left, the most important of which is right now. Your Niners, 4-1, taking on the 4-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Niners, they had that mini bye, essentially, right, by playing last Thursday.
Yeah.
So you had some extra days off. I think that works in their benefit. And I think Shanahan's had a lot of time to plan for the Bucs. And I think the Niners are going to win this game. I'm not going to pick against them. But again, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be shocked if they lost.
The ultimate hedge job here.
Mentally preparing myself. It's an okay. They've set themselves up, right? They can lose this game and be okay. You're traveling across the country. You're playing a really hot team. You probably should lose this game, but they won't. They won't.
Well, if the Rams beat the Ravens, they'll be sitting at 4-2 before this game even starts. So that's something to consider here. They're nipping at your heels like a chihuahua. I'm going to take the Bucs at home, man. This is the lock of the week. If you have money, throw it down on this game. And this is why. Because much to the chagrin of Radio Griff here, they've been skating on thin ice. This Niners team, it's a matter of time before they get blown out of the water by those cannons in Tampa. And this is exactly what's going to happen this week. Put it in. Put your kids' college education on it. The Bucs are winning this game.
Wow.
The 2-3 Bengals going up to Green Bay, who, again, coming off a bye last week. Bengals in disarray. I mean, bringing in Joe Flacco. I mean, what is going on? Hurry up, Joe Burrow. Get better. The battle of the Joes has begun. But
It's true.
I don't know what to think about this game. I mean, other than the Green Bay's clearly winning it.
Yeah, Packers are going to win. Yeah, no question.
Our 8:20 game. Then we have 2 Monday nighters. They've gone against our wishes, but oh well. 4-1 Lions Sunday night against the 2-3. Why do the Chiefs keep getting these games? Can we stop? Can we stop with this worship of State Farm and Taylor Swift and the Kelsey brothers and the Illuminati? And it's all connected. I'm telling you, I'm putting it together.
Who would have thought that the Lions would still be this good? I mean, I've been amazed week by week, and you know what? I think they're going to win this game too. The Chiefs might be in some real trouble here.
If the Chiefs lose this game, burn the boats.
Oh boy.
The media will explode. Their head will, oh, what do we do?
Will the NFL allow them to lose this game? Probably not.
Oh boy.
Are we getting like what one person called him on some other podcast? Globalist Goodell. Will Globalist Goodell allow the Chiefs to lose this game? I don't know.
I mean, if it's close and there are some questionable calls, a random holding call, an unnecessary roughness.
So we saw the NFL tried to help them out last week in that game. Some calls that were totally missed or not called in the Chiefs' favor. I think we're going to see it at an all-time high this week because they can't have the Chiefs going 2-4. They can't.
Screw job pending, says Radio Griff.
Yeah.
So you're officially taking Kansas City because of that?
No, I'll still take the Lions.
Okay. I'm going to take Detroit also.
Like the man.
I mean, they're too good to lose this game. But Dan, if you do lose, we can have that beer. We can talk about the game together. On to Monday night, and the first one starts at 7:15. And those Falcons, they had a week off to think about coming in 2-2 to this game, but they're being visited by Josh Allen. And listen, it's a dome, and I mean, if you're the Falcons, this is not a good way to come back to work.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a very good game. I think the Bills are going to put up way too many points for the Falcons, and I think they roll in this game quite easily, honestly.
Yeah, I think the Bills are going to win this game by 20, definitely.
Yeah.
So both of us agree on that one. And the last game, the 2-2 Bears taking on the 3-2 Commies, who, by the way, nobody saw them coming out last week. I mean, I sure as heck didn't see them beating up on the Chargers like they did. They beat them by 17 points.
More the result of the Chargers just having so many injuries right now. Offensive line, running backs, they're on like their 3rd running back already here, in week 6. I like the Bears in this game. I think, they've already had what was it on a primetime game a week or two ago? They had a big win, right? I think they're going to have another one this week. I like the Bears. I think they're going to be the mix. I think they're going to be a pesky team all year round. And I like them.
I'm going to take the Commies at home. And with that, you have our week 6 picks. Radio Griff, you are a scholar and a gentleman. Thank you for your time, sir.
God bless.